share stories of LGBT individuals and our allies in order to build true community, one cocktail at a time.
I don't know if I signed up for this.
Discrimination. Shouldn't it be over by now? It's 2015.
You would think.
We have a black president.
Oh, I'm so sick of hearing that. We have a black president. Every time somebody brings up discrimination, they're like, well, we have a black president.
Right? But I think it might have caused a backlash.
I think it did cause a backlash.
So we're going to talk about that. I'm Cameron Stiehl.
I'm Saturn.
And we have a wonderful guest today who's very involved in the gay community and fighting racism within it. His name is James Arthur Martin. And he's an actor, an activist, and a good friend of ours. He's absolutely wonderful.
And an awesome choreographer.
So we're going to bring him on, and we're going to hit the topic very hard.
Ooh, hit it hard.
Hit it.
That's what we do at Cameron Stiehl. That's right.
That's what we do. So get yourself a strong one and a big old bag of popcorn, and let's talk about race. So, let's talk about you for a second.
Okay.
You are a black gay man from Baltimore.
You don't say.
I know. But just tell me what must be going on with you right now. I mean, it's got to be hard.
Well, it's always been hard. I remember when I moved back to Baltimore, because, I grew up in Texas, right?
Okay,
so my family's always been from Baltimore. I was born there. I always went there as a child. But in Texas, I had a ton of racial experiences and experienced racism on a lot of different levels. Mm-hmm. So I thought that when I moved to Baltimore, things would be a little bit different. And Baltimore is actually where I came out as a gay man.
Okay.
And so I remember coming out as a gay man, being in a club, feeling a part of this community, and the first time somebody said a racist comment to me, I'll never forget, it was in Central Station. I'm talking to this really cute guy who happens to be white, and I'm kind of flirting with him, feeling myself, trying to, do this for the first time, really. And he looks me square in the eyes and says, "I'm sorry, I don't do black guys."
Oh.
And I was like,
rude.
I was flabbergasted. I was like, did that really just happen? I didn't even know how to respond to that. Like, what do you say to that? And that was the first time I encountered racism within the gay community, but it was the first, unfortunately, of many, many times that will continues to occur today. I mean, it's fascinating to me.
Does that happen a lot still?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Huh. Even here in San Francisco?
Even here in San Francisco. I know it's hard to believe, but yes.
We're not safe in our bubble.
No. Somebody just called me an N-word last week.
No.
Yes. When you talk about racism in the gay community, a lot of people like to call it preference. Oh, I'm not racist. It's not that I don't like black people. I just don't find them attractive. And they don't find that racist. And so, yeah, we have a lot to discuss.
Yeah, apparently we do.
You know what we need? I think we need some shots.
You're
It's
right.
a little early in the day.
It's true.
So we need to start drinking.
If we're going to talk about this,
yes.
talk about this well, I think I need some tequila. And I want to bring on James to talk about this. And we're just going to play a little game of Never Have I Ever when it comes about racist experiences.
Boy.
Because you think that I haven't experienced racism, but I bet you'd be surprised.
I bet you I would be surprised.
So
All
let's
right.
do that now, shall we?
Shall we?
Now that we've got our shots ready, lethal shots I might
They might be. I'm smelling them from here. You can
Right.
they could cause a fire.
At least
Don't
your
fart
sense of smell is back.
Yeah, for now.
Let's bring on James.
All right.
Come on in here, honey.
Hi.
Hey, baby.
Hi.
Good
Cheers.
Cheers.
Right?
Good to see you.
Yes.
Welcome to Happy Hour.
It's good to be here.
It's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, wow.
Okay.
So we don't have to drink all those right now, do we?
Well,
No.
Whoa! I don't know if I signed up for this.
we'll
You'll
see.
be
Can we
fine.
ease into that?
We'll
maybe?
ease into it.
Okay. All right.
We're actually gonna start with a little game called
Okay.
Never Have I Ever. Have you played that before?
I have.
Okay.
I usually lose. Well, depending on your definition of losing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's more focused towards winning by being
Okay.
drunk.
Okay.
So I think we're all
Yay.
gonna win.
Okay.
Everybody's a winner.
Yes. So we're going to have it a little bit more topic focused.
Okay.
Never have I ever, based on our experiences with racism.
Oh God, do we have enough
So
shots?
this
I don't know.
This
we're not
isn't
going to
the
go very
sexy
long.
kind of
no,
Never Have I Ever.
unfortunately.
We're
Well,
Well,
getting
we could pitch sex into it though.
unfortunately, I think it actually has been on
Okay.
some of our experiences.
Yeah.
So based on what we're talking about.
Let's just get into it.
Let's get into it.
I'm
Let's
here.
try it.
You go first then.
Wait.
That's not fair.
That's like,
Let's ease
can I
into
just
it.
show up here?
Never have I
You ask
ever.
me the
Bam.
questions.
Let's have you go first. I know you have some good ones.
Okay, let's see. I do. Never have I ever been kicked out of a convenience store simply due to the color of my skin. Am I the only one drinking?
So you have,
Seriously?
so this
Yes, I
That
have.
means he has.
That has happened
that
to
has
you.
happened
Have
to
you?
me.
No, I mean, but I've been followed around.
That counts.
Well,
Drink up.
So because I'm having racism happening to me, I have to drink. It
Well,
kind of makes
hey,
sense.
something
It's like
good
I need it.
Yeah, you need it.
You
Here we
need
go.
it.
Bottoms
That's
up.
exactly what we said. Okay,
Never-
I do
you
have
go,
one.
you go,
I'll
you
do
go.
one. Okay. Never have I ever been rejected by a possible date, hookup, whatever, because of the color of my skin.
Oh, Lord.
If that has happened to you.
Yeah.
It has happened to
Isn't
me.
that amazing?
Yes. Girl said, I don't date white chicks. What could I say?
Yeah.
I'm not white.
Never have I ever, in the past 2 years, felt safe wearing a hoodie at night.
Oh, Lord. Cheers. Bottoms up.
This is so sad.
Yeah, it is sad, but it's true. It is true.
Yeah, I can't. There's like certain things like as a black man you can't do.
It's true.
I can't go jogging at night. And it's more so like like of how like making other people feel unsafe. And also that's not my responsibility.
Never have I ever faced racism within my own community.
I don't understand.
So there have been situations where I like black guys,
Mhm.
and guys have said to me, "You're not black enough."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's happened too.
Yes.
Does
That's
it count
sad,
if
right?
I've been told I'm not gay enough?
Absolutely, that's what
All
we're
right.
talking about.
I was just
Cheers,
thirsty.
bottoms up.
So facing bigotry within your own community.
Mm-hmm.
Which I used to growing up, like in the past, I've recently let that go. Where I felt like, growing up that I didn't feel like I was necessarily black enough for my own community. But then with all of the things, especially when Ferguson hit,
Yeah.
and even like going back further with Trayvon Martin, it was like, you see me as black first,
Right.
so like I'm getting shot too, and so for
Yeah.
me it just linked myself with the community, and I'm starting to get to a point where it's like I don't need to prove my blackness
Nope.
to you, and if I'm out there, I did a protest for Black Lives Matter. I'm doing what I need to do for myself, and I don't need to prove anything for my own self, and that I know who I am in this community, and asserting myself that I belong in this community, that I'm being active and I'm doing it, and I'm just gonna be in solidarity with my black folks, as opposed to being all miffed of you don't think I'm black enough. Fuck that. I know
Yeah.
I know what I am. I know who I am.
And I think that's great, and I think it's important to say that, especially to anybody out there who's young and maybe
Yeah.
are having these questions or having these experiences happen, because with age and wisdom and experience, you can have that self assuredness,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't give a fuck what you think. I'm me, and I'm going to be me every day, and that's okay. But it didn't happen overnight.
Yes.
Because when these things happen to you as a young person, especially when you're exploring your sexuality for the first time, they can be hurtful and harmful. So.
And because
Yeah.
it's very challenging to be a person of color and be gay. Because most, especially within the Latino community and the black community, even the Asian community too, there's this idea of masculinity that comes from a cultural standpoint. And especially with the black movement, we needed to seem strong. And so that's why you didn't see there wasn't a lot of talk about women's rights in the black movement, or any inclusion of gay rights, even though the Million Man March was organized by a gay black man.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Of
interesting.
course, that's why it was so organized.
And Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives
To
Matter
lesbians,
yes,
right?
it's organized by these black lesbians, and that
Fantastic.
a lot of these movements actually have such a queer following and fighting behind it of queer people of color leading these charges.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, it's challenging for growing up in a black community to be gay or to come out as, and then you think oh, I'm safe over here in my queer community, and then they're like, yeah, you can be gay, but don't talk about your blackness.
Yep.
We're not, or be black when I want you to be sassy, get it. I've had that. So I had a guy who back in college dated me specifically because he wanted me to be this this sassy ghetto something or other that just I wasn't. And again, I don't need to prove what it means to be black. to you.
Exactly.
Wow. God, there's
Word.
so much to this. So
Yeah.
here's to being of all colors and being gay, and here's to improving things for everyone.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Bam.
People not listening.
I'm